Hi guys, my name is Kudo. I'm the host of the PlayStation Point. Today with me is Tyler. Armando's still gone. We don't know. Meh.
Where is he?
Life fucking hates him, but life is also hating us right now, which is why we're recording this a day later than we normally would. We're sorry. Life just wants to keep punching us in the face and keep doing it, even though we've asked them to stop.
Yeah, no, it never stops.
But hey, you know what's coming up in Anaheim, California this December is the PlayStation Experience 2016. So, I want to say tickets are between $50 and $70. If you guys get the weekend off, I would say definitely go. Anaheim, if you're in Southern California, depending on where you live, I know I live like an hour away. So it's like near Disneyland. So that'll be a really cool thing to happen. I know someone who's already going. We'll see if I'm still alive by then because that's around finals. I'm already really, really tired. It's not showing that because we've been talking silly things before the show.
I was like really bummed out because I just now got a message from Capcom about their Resident Evil 7 event that they've been doing across the country. They had an event held at the GameStop like 30 minutes away, like a month or 2 months ago, and I didn't get the message about that. So I could have gone to go play Resident Evil 7 in VR. And that really bums me the hell out. Because now they're in the Midwest, I think.
Oh, that's so...
They're already done with their West Coast shit, so...
Oh. It's like missing out on awesome concert tickets, like Green
I know, it's like Resident Evil is one of my favorite horror franchises, just because of how ridiculous it's gotten in the past 5 to 10 years or something like that. But I also really just want to try PSVR. It's just a bummer that I didn't get to try it.
Well,
I think it was actually in California before that, too.
Yeah, it would start with California. If they're not at a Best Buy near you, I would say
They were holding it at GameStops, I think.
I was hearing Best Buys. What I don't know is if we're gonna have all the BK members try it, do we just have Armando ship it to me and then I ship it to you and then you ship it back to him?
I guess we could try. I don't exactly have a lot of space here, but I don't even have a PlayStation 4 camera, actually. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
I don't have a camera either, but probably buy it. Or Armando ships the camera with us?
I guess that's also true. To be fair, we could all do compilation flash fires just on the demo discs, so...
Yeah, and then we could do, sort of a 3-way vlog about our experiences.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, when we're doing PlayStation VR stuff, we should at least have live-action footage.
I mean, I can try, but I think it looks stupid, to be honest.
Have
you seen people stream with, HT Vives and Oculuses already?
Of
doesn't
course.
It look stupid?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Wow, this is so realistic.
Google's doing something like a headset too, and people... Because the Google event was happening, I think, yesterday or the day before. And people are like, athleisure headset? Google, what the fuck are you doing?
Didn't they also announce a phone?
Yeah, they announced the new phone. I already saw someone with the current one. It looks pretty good. But the new one looks like a mixture of the Samsung Galaxy 7 and the iPhone 7. But not either. It's Google.
But it has a headphone jack, so it's automatically better than the iPhone 7.
Exactly.
Welcome to the We Hate iPhone 7 podcast.
I don't hate the iPhone 7. I'm just I don't think a lot of consumers are ready for Bluetooth. That's all. Because I got a Bluetooth receiver to put on my accent.
We think headphone jacks are stupid. Here, have an attachment that lets you use a headphone jack. Fucking put it in. Give it a plug. Seriously, it's like within 5 minutes of them announcing that there's no headphone jack, and they heard the autonomous, cacophonous explosion of negativity around it. They had their fucking PR team do a Photoshop of oh, hey, look, this is the jack. It comes out tomorrow.
Look, it's like when people bitched about the Lightning port. everyone was complaining about it, and then once everyone switched over to a device with a lightning port, everyone stopped fucking complaining.
Well,
So I feel like this is
I'm not
going to
complaining
happen
about the
again.
lightning port. I'm not complaining about the lightning port. I'm complaining about the lack of a headphone jack and them just having a lightning port to headphone jack adapter in it instead of, like this tiny little fucking headphone jack isn't gonna get in the way of your sleek, shitty design. If I took this out of this cover that I have right now, I could probably bend it to a 10-degree amount. That's a really sleek design, guys. Hopefully iPhone 7 is built on fucking aluminum, aka one of the most pliable metals that isn't gold.
Apple is just their luxury. You don't have to buy them.
Oh shit, I almost called someone on Skype.
Good job, Tyler. Moving on.
I know technology. How do I call?
For Europe, Blazeblue Central Fiction is getting a limited edition, and Rights Digital will provide that. And for North America, we actually got a release date of November 1st. So, hey, if you love Blazeblue, it's coming out soon, because right after Spoopy Halloween.
Yeah. Spoopstober is going great, by the way. I finished Resident Evil in one night. It was a glorious night.
I want to participate in Spoopstober, but my midterms are like, fuck you.
Well, don't worry, it's going all month.
Well, I was just assigned a midterm project for Photoshop class that is due the 17th, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Because I have to take a quote and turn it into a picture. Well, and like, you can take photos from the internet, but the thing is if it's a shit photo, it's a shit photo.
Well, I mean, you can turn a shit photo into a glorious photo just through layering and color filter.
True, but it's... I just have to think about what to do with it, because I don't know.
Yeah. There was a photo... This is going to sound really dumb if you can't find the making of GIF for it. There's a photo that someone made of a father and a son sitting on a couch playing games, and I think someone photoshopped it to look like a really ragged couch in a jungle with a panda playing a game next to a kid. And it looked way too realistic. I'm gonna look this up because I'm gonna sound fucking crazy if I can't find it.
I just know, like, our professor showed us some really bad Photoshop with real estate, where people apparently do that a lot, and they insert clouds. And I was like, how should I... It's like, at this point, why should I even trust or real estate listings? They're photoshopped. We have more Persona 5 news. So, because the game hit 550,000 copies, they are getting Swimsuit DLC and Catherine DLC. And it's funny if you actually know about Catherine, because the main protagonist is Vincent, and like all these other characters are characters we've seen. I'm just like, personalities with Persona 5. What Catherine characters actually do in their game.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that fans were like, oh, the main character looks like Vincent a lot. And I was like, well, here you go.
Yep. Yeah, I've been staying away from Persona 5 for now, but I can't deny that it would be pretty cool to have them release the high school outfits from Persona 3 and 4.
Yeah, but like, for now it would be Japan only, and whether it will come to America and Europe is a different question, because it's all a matter of licensing. That's really what happens when some things don't come over. It's just always a matter of licensing. At least what NIS America says. Because they're really transparent about what it means to localize things. Just where a lot of other companies are just kind of like, yeah, we're not going to tell you. We don't care.
I am really impressed I found this GIF. I am extremely impressed I found this GIF based on that incredibly vague description I came up with it. But I'm really glad I found it. Yeah, that's the GIF I was talking about. It's like a minute and a half long. But it's like a step-by-step.
Oh, I've seen this before where they like take different parts but they do selections
Yeah,
to make it seem like it's a real jungle.
yeah. It's one of those things where it's just photo manipulation. Regardless, it's a really fancy technique, and it only gets crazier and crazier as you see them take pieces of it. Like, there's one picture where they don't use like 90% of the picture, and they only use like the side stuff to like add detail.
Oh, you know what? There's some people who I went to this photo thing for extra credit when I was taking photo one. Is that like there's a few people who work as an artist in the sense of that like they are given a bunch of photos to work with and then they make something out of it instead of having to take photos. And why is there dick butt all over this? God damn it!
Gotcha. No, it got everybody. It got everybody when they were posting that.
God damn it, dick butt! No one likes you. Everyone loves like the list is fine dog, but not dick butt. Even the author of like dick butt is like, eh.
I'm gonna hope that in the video version of this podcast, you just have that like in the corner, like playing through.
We'll see if it'll mask properly, because masking adds a lot more processing power.
I mean, you don't have to mask it. I think you can. I think it does it. I think it does it just fine because it starts off with the white panel to begin with, and then it slowly fills itself out anyways. So I think it'd be fine.
We'll see.
Yeah. Either way, are we still talking about Persona?
Well, it was just a DLC mention. Otherwise, okay. I was gonna move on to Hatsune Miku VR is releasing worldwide this month on October 13th. So if you're really into Miku, there you go.
Why is everything awesome coming out on the 13th? That's my birthday. I'm turning 22, and there's going to be Hatsune Miku VR and a new character announced for Pokken Tournament.
Oh, I'm actually October 16th. So, hey, October birthdays!
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that the Jackbox Party Pack 3 comes out in October.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really fun to do, actually.
I would so do a Halloween stream of Trivia Murder Party. Yes. But yeah, I streamed Jackbox Party 2 when it came out because it released on my birthday. So, fun fact, if anybody has any birthday gifts, I hear PlayStation VR is coming out on the 13th.
Wink. Wink.
Yeah. Wink. I can't afford it. Wink.
Set up a GoFundMe to raise money for it. Wink.
Support the charity on my Twitch page because that doesn't go to me. That actually goes to Children's Miracle Network Fund.
Wink. Buy it on Amazon for me and have it shipped to me.
I hear Amazon Prime lets you have a free Twitch subscription as well, so take that discount onto your advantage. Wink. Oh no. Support our Patreon.
Please do.
Yeah, but yeah, Hatsune Miku VR is interesting. I'm kind of curious if the tutoring VR game we saw during the Japanese PS conference in the TGS will have any sort of appearance here, because that would be an interesting way to kind of teach people about. Nah, fuck it. I think it would just be interesting to see if it would be localized here. As much as I think it would be about Japanese culture that could be brought over here, at the same time, it's really just a VN in VR form.
I mean, like, I feel like that could be really cool. Mm-hmm. I haven't played a Hatsune Miku rhythm game for a while, so I mean, if that's what it's going to be, I kind of actually do want to play it.
I think how it is that it's supposed to be a crossover with the new Diva X game.
But the one problem is that I'm used to like the really old Vocaloid songs, and now I don't know any of the new Vocaloid songs. It's like I was with one generation, and then I kind of flew off, and then I came back, and everything was different. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Okay, I really shouldn't cover my eyes with hair. Like, it really fucks with my vision. Never mind. Yeah. I can think of a lot of really cool Hatsune Miku songs, honestly. I can't think of any right now, but uh, I think I think a lot of the really good music for the Vocaloid project has come out in the past 2 or 3 years. Like artists who started with like Vocaloid V1 are now using like the V4 stuff and making absolutely incredible stuff.
Like,
Like they're taking the Japanese syllables and mannerisms that you get with the Vocaloid packs, and they're manipulating it to have those Vocaloids speak English, and it actually sounds right, you know. So, I mean, it's stuff like that where Hatsune Miku is very popular here, much like the other Vocaloids. I think Kagami Rin, I think, is another one.
Kagami, Ren, and Rin. Then there's blue. I think the red one is Miku. There's the little chibi one that is like pink with drill pigtails.
I can't remember names honestly. If I opened up Stepmania right now, I could get like a list.
Well, cause like my Vocaloid songs got fucked up because whenever I had to like redo my iPod on my phone, I just know like I listened to like Servant of Evil, if that rings a bell. Maybe fucking old Vocaloid song like 10 years ago.
I have a lot of questions to ask about like what happened in the second and third years of Hatsune Miku, like in the Vocaloid project, because I started like reading into it, and it's just like the corruption of Hatsune Miku. I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
Have you seen the figure of like I think it's like the actual like her being like a messed up spider robot?
Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me actually.
That's something Nightmare Fuel. I know they sold a figure on an Amayami.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up.
I think a lot of people like Hatsune Miku, but they don't actually know the story behind Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, so... there's some horrifying images that are like look straight out of Persona.
Why Persona? Why not just be Nightmare Fuel?
I don't know if the brightness is going to allow me to show this, but whatever. There you go. That kind of stuff is what I'm finding.
Oh, that is... I can see it, and that's not really what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I found currently. There's a lot of really good art, though. A couple that I can't show. Okay.
The one that's really popular is the butterfly headphone one that everyone fucking loves.
Right. I can't believe that this is... Well, fuck it. I'm in incognito anyways.
I don't think incognito matters.
Well, I don't really... I like the dark theme that they have with it, so that's why I use it.
Oh, I just found a plugin for Chrome that makes everything darker, like night mode.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. As much as we're getting sidetracked about talking about Hatsune Miku, I think that this is a good way to pad what is otherwise going to be a very short podcast.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot going on this week because I think we're just prepping for the launch.
I think the one... I can't remember the name of the artist, but there is an artist for Vocaloids that...
Supercell?
No, I can't... If I could remember the name, it's one that basically makes like rock band version, like rock band genre music.
Oh, that doing the songs in different genres.
Yeah.
There's Scissorhands, which is like a jazz one. There's specifically a YouTube channel that does Vocaloid choruses. And that gets really interesting because sometimes they take multiple choruses and do chorus of choruses, and it's
I never thought I'd do this, but I'm opening up Stepmania 5 during a podcast recording just to get my track list. Hold on, this is going to take a while because I have like 700 songs in this thing, but...
Jesus.
I have like every single track from like all of the DDR games up to Supernova 2, so this is going to take a while.
Well, in the meantime, so guys haven't already heard about Yooka-Laylee, Yooka-Laylee will be available as at physical editions at launch. You will not need to pre-order it. They will be actually shipping out, physical copies, and they're looking for a way for the Kickstarter backers to upgrade their pledges so that they can do physical copies as well instead of digital if they want to, which I think a lot of people still are on physical disc or they want to give it as a gift. So that's great.
Yeah, I would really like a physical copy.
I just want the game because I've already watched someone play the Toy Box and Toy Box Plus.
They had people. It was playable at TwitchCon, and it's currently
TwitchCon's
playable.
in San Francisco, and I couldn't fucking go.
And it was also playable at PAX. So there's that.
PAX is always for me like in Washington, PAX Prime, I think it's called, but like it's never in like California. It's always in some other state that I have to fly to, and I'm just like I don't have the money for that.
Right.
And then for Danganronpa fans, guess what? Danganronpa 1-2 Reload will be coming to PS4. So if you guys didn't already know, when Danganronpa came out in the West, or when it was announced, Danganronpa 1-2 Reload was already like being released in Japan, and a lot of fans were really mad about NAS America not doing Reload, because essentially what they did is they took Reload and they split it into like 2 copies, because Reload was technically on PS Vita, so it was upgraded because Danganronpa was originally on PSP. So basically, we didn't get that. But for fans who have not gone on Steam already or gotten either copy or they don't want to play it on PS Vita, unlike me who bought both on PS Vita, it will be on PS4 and it will be obviously in 1080p. The bonuses you get from the NIS America store are the same as the first games. You get a hardcover art book with both of the games' art. You get soundtrack of both games, probably. You get the Monokuma sunglasses, the Monokuma sticker, which you'll understand more once you play Danganronpa 2. It's really funny, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the Monokuma coin.
Yeah.
It's like a solid coin, too. Like.
Yeah. So just so you know about the whole artist thing, I was talking about 2 artists, Shindehai and Devilish P.
Those are newer ones I don't know about.
Well, you'll probably enjoy Forget Me Not, and I think the other one's called.
Like.
I'll get a track list for you later.
Like I know
some
about
of them aren't Hatsune Miku, but there are like a couple other Vocaloids.
Well, there's one about Matryoshka.
Yeah.
It's really good, but it's part of a, because like an anime came out of one of the songs done by Supercell, because it was all fan done. This was all on Nico Nika Duga, which is amazing.
Well, Nico Nico is absurd. Like they have a fantastic community over there.
Yeah, but it's just amazing because Supercell made this one song, and because of all the animation and all the fans, they actually made what they were talking about on Nico Nika Duga essentially into an anime. They didn't really make a whole lot of sense. It was really weird.
But yeah, the thing about Nika Nika Doga is the stuff that they do over there is essentially what YouTube poop music videos became. Like, just extremely well edited rehashes of classic music.
Well, but
and I, for one, am a fan of YouTube poop MVs.
Well, I mean, people were ripping them and putting them on YouTube because, like, a lot of English fans just didn't know how to, circumvent Nico Nika Duga. But then,
for a while, you could go on Nika Nika Doga without the need for it, but now you need proxy.
Yeah, because they're trying to deal with pirating issues.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's hard. But
how am I gonna watch the Aqua live shows now? That's gonna be weird.
I don't know. You're the one who likes Love Live. Deal with it yourself.
Fucking weeb. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Oh, and now they have also released the free games for PlayStation Plus, and they were having a flash sale for Resident Evil as well.
Yep.
So one of those free games is Resident Evil HD. It's a remake. Even if you don't necessarily like Resident Evil, but you want to give it a try, I'd say definitely download that.
Yeah, it's a 1080p remake of the 2002 remake of the 1998 game. I think it's from 1998. But yeah, Resident Evil originally came out on the GameCube in 2002, and in 2014, 2015 or something, um, they re-released it on PS3 and PS4. Also on Xbox One, I think. I can't remember. Either way, remake is a really it's an extremely well done remake, because it just does everything without affecting much of the initial formula. Like I think all they added in remake was uh, defensive items, which can stop you from taking damage if you get grabbed. That's like the one thing that they added. Other than that, the entire game is more or less unchanged from the original 1998 version. The only gripe I have with Resident Evil HD is that as much as the game looks gorgeous in 1080p, they upscale any CG animation cutscenes. So
Upscaling is not that great.
yeah, so they upscale a 480p resolution maximum video to a compressed 1080p video. So it's really blurry. It's hard to see sometimes, but like those kind of cutscenes don't really matter because they're just fancy. And all of the other cutscenes that you see in game are in game anyways. So like they're unfiltered cutscenes that just aren't affected by anything. But anything that like is meant for show, like seeing the water drain in one of the sections of the game or seeing Tyrant for the first time, is in a compressed like 480p video upscaled to 1080p. So it's not very pretty. But
Yeah.
other than that, it's really funny to play Resident Evil HD with the Resident Evil 5 outfits of Chris and Jill and hear their old voice actors.
Yeah, Jim Sterling did a video about like how they kept changing voice actors and how it was a little fucking problem. I was like, thank you.
The thing is that it was actually they changed Chris and Jill's voice actor from Resident Evil to Resident Evil 5 because there's just a huge gap between the games at that point. Because Resident Evil 2 was Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield. Resident Evil 3 was Claire Redfield and another character I can't remember. Resident Evil 4 was Leon Kennedy again. Resident Evil 0 was Rebecca Chambers. And Resident Evil 5 was the first game with Chris and Jill in it again. So they had like 10 years between to change voice actors. Actually, more like 6, I think. Because I think they kept the voice actors between Resident Evil Director's Cut and Resident Evil HD on the GameCube.
Yeah, but like to have different voice actors, I feel like it's very jarring. If voice acting in America really isn't treated the same as like movie stars or Japan, I feel like that's an actual problem, and they're not actually paid well enough.
I don't think they gave a good enough reason as well to change Frank West's voice actor either. Since we're talking about Dead Rising, which is like the main focus of that video, because of Frank West's voice actor being completely different from his character in Dead Rising 2, Case West, or Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, depending on which one you played. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record being the most recent one, actually, where the original Frank West actor. But an example of changing a voice actor completely, it happened with Destiny, actually. The original voice actor of the Ghost, which is like your main companion in Destiny, was Peter Dinklage. And when The Taken King came out, all of the voice lines for the Ghost were replaced with Nolan North.
Hmm.
And they said it was because of scheduling issues, because, as we know, Peter Dinklage is also one of the prominent roles in Game of Thrones. So obviously there is a solid reason behind it. But to replace a voice actor and uh, just remove all the lines completely is really jarring. But I don't think they had much of a choice in that instance.
Well, I mean, like, I guess in a way, it's like entertainment is handled differently here in America.
Yeah,
Like, and for localization purposes, from what I can tell, is that NAS America has said it's really because of budget. So, like, usually they get voice actors like when they start early in their career, they
right,
give them roles. They're not necessarily credited, and if they're in a union, they definitely can't credit them because of the way voice acting union works.
right.
So, I
The
yeah, it's a
other
part of budget, but there's so if you're gonna do like essentially a sequel to the original game with those same characters, I want the same fucking voice actors. You know, because that's what
the
made the
other
characters them.
yeah, the one thing that I'm going to excuse on the fact of Resident Evil though is the voice acting is atrocious in the original Resident Evil. Like, it is mimetic in its legendary status of just awful voice acting. And Resident Evil is mediocre. Like, the remake is mediocre at best because they had the same voice actors and they just redid all the voice lines for remake. But Resident Evil, the classic Resident Evil, is kind of like legendary in its terrible voice acting because you have like classic voice lines like, "What is this?" and "You were almost a Jill sandwich." Like, very terrible, awful, awful voice lines. Like, "I hope this is not Chris's blood." Like, the voice lines so memorable that when the remake had like very mediocre lines, when the remake came out again on PC, like in 2014, somebody modded in the original PS1 voice lines into the remake so that you can play it with the terrible voice acting
I thought in that
intact.
case that the terrible voice acting was hilariously bad.
It was like B movie bad. Like, it's one of those things where you can clearly tell that there was a Japanese director behind an English voice cast and didn't quite understand the inflection difference between Japanese and English voice acting.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah, but that's why the change between Resident Evil 5's Chris and Resident Evil 1's Chris didn't really bother me too much. Because I think Resident Evil 5 Chris, that voice actor is pretty fantastic. Like, I really like his voice. On that note, though, um, I can't tell which is more expensive, honestly, to recast an actor or to, uh, because like I'm thinking about how Atlas casted Matthew Mercer to be Kanji Tatsumi, and then wound up casting Matthew Mercer again for one of the main characters in Shin Megami Tensei 4, uh, with equally similar voice and tone and everything. Like, you can kind of tell very similar tones and inflections between Matthew Mercer's roles in both of those games. I can't tell if that's more expensive to like recast the same actor or to find a completely different actor as time passes.
I mean, it depends how the voice actor has risen in terms of their career. If they haven't
Yeah,
really risen, then it's fine. You know, they probably don't cost that much. But if they've definitely gone up and they're more popular, like Yuri Lowenthal, definitely gonna cost more.
yeah. I'm
But
actually gonna find out the IMDb cast of Resident Evil in 2002 just to find out where the voice actors have gone.
well, just so people know what the other free games are this month, it is Transformers Devastation for PS4, Actual Sunlight for PS Vita, Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth for PS Vita, From Dust for PS3, and Mad Riders for PS3. So the most expensive games normally are Transformers Devastation and Code Realize Garden of Rebirth. And probably least expensive is Actual Sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other games are kind of in between.
Yeah, it's worth noting that It's worth noting that the actor of Chris Redfield in Resident Evil from 2002 hasn't exactly gone on to do wonderful things either. Uh, he's credited as Rodriguez in Chicken Little, and and that's just a bunch of uncredited voices in other games.
Yeah.
And the other character, Jill Valentine, is voiced by Heidi Anderson Swan, whose most recent role was apparently Samantha Smith in Killer 7. So she hasn't done anything since 2005.
I mean, some people, it's whether they can get the work or they just, are doing other stuff.
That's true.
Because voice acting really isn't a solid career. I feel like you have to be doing other stuff at the same time, which even that is still hard.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, my significant other wants to go into voice acting, and I was like, what we should do is we should make YouTube videos together. Play Hyrule Warriors.
Right. Actually, now that I think about it, Chris Redfield is currently voiced by Roger Craig Smith, who, also voices Sonic. Yeah. Currently voices Sonic. And if I'm right, is actually Ezio Auditore in Assassin's Creed 2. I think Leon Kennedy is actually voiced by Matthew Mercer too. I'm gonna confirm this.
Oh, you know what's also weird is when Persona 4 Golden got some recasts of the characters, I think Chie and Teddy were replaced.
Yeah,
and
Chie has a different voice, and people immediately knew that Chie had a different voice actor just because of the inflection.
Well, but like, she is kind of awkward at the beginning of the game, without a doubt. But then, like, she actually gets better as the game goes on. Mm-hmm. So I guess like she was having a hard time at first actually playing Chie, and then like when she finally got to a certain point of the game, she's like, oh, she finally got it.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy's just Teddy. It's really weird to hear him in other things because he's also Monokuma in the English dub of Danganronpa, and I'm like, it's just not the same as Nobura. And for the original one, but even then, she's been replaced though.
Yeah, I didn't actually know this, but apparently the voice actor of Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 6 are different. The voice actor of Leon Kennedy in Resident Evil 4 is Paul Mercier, and Leon Kennedy currently is voiced by Matthew Mercer. Looking at the cast for Resident Evil 6 is actually kind of absurd now that I look at it. Matthew Mercer, Troy Baker, Roger Craig Smith, Laura Bailey, Yuri Lowenthal. There he is.
It's like in everything.
Yeah.
Even Ruby too. It's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, Resident Evil is free on PS Plus. I'd recommend picking it up. Transformers Devastation, also awesome.
I just listed them.
Yeah. I know, I'm just recapping it because I went on a slight distraction tour, like Speed. But yeah, the current sale going on in October, it might not even be going on for all of October, but it's just a really sweet deal that has been coming out. Every single Resident Evil game is on sale. Like every single one. Resident Evil, the railgun shooters that came out on a week that got re-released on PSN. Resident Evil Chronicles has an HD collection that you can get. Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil, in their remake forms are on sale. Or you can pick up, I think, the original Resident Evil 0. I don't know if you can, actually. But either way, Resident Evil 2 and 3 are also available as PS1 classics that you can download on your Vita or your PS3, whichever one you want. Resident Evil 4 is available on the PS3 only for some reason. But 5 and 6 can be purchased on PS3 or PS4. Same goes for Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. You can pick up an entire bundle with 4, 5, and 6 together on your PS3, or you can pick up Resident Evil 4 and Code Veronica X. You can also get the Darkside Chronicles and the Umbrella Chronicles separately, as well as Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. If you already own Resident Evil 5, you can get the Untold Stories bundle, which is all of the DLC that released with Resident Evil 5 when it came out. So the two DLC campaigns, Lost in Nightmares and Desperate Escape, along with the Versus DLC and some extra costumes. There's also a bunch of costume packs for Resident Evil Revelations 2 and Resident Evil 0, because that was one of the big things about Resident Evil 0 HD, is that it had costume DLC that you could get for it. Apparently there's something called a raid mode that is in Resident Evil Revelations 2. I haven't played Resident Evil Revelations 2, just for you to know. But yeah, all the DLC for Resident Evil 6 is in here. All the costume packs for Resident Evil 0.
Is the one for PS Vita there? Or was that No, I think that was Silent Hill. Never mind.
Silent? What are you talking about?
I thought it was Resident Evil on PS Vita, but then I remember no, it was actually Silent Hill on PS Vita. It was a shitty game.
There was a game on PS Vita for Resident Evil. It was Resident Evil Revelations, I think. Yeah, Resident Evil Revelations 2 is on Vita.
Well,
Resident Evil Revelations 1 isn't, though. It's on PS3. Even then, I think I'd recommend the 3DS version of Revelations, actually.
wow.
Well, I mean, it's not a terrible port. It's actually really solid. I don't know. I just think it's really cool that Resident Evil Revelations had a 3DS release first, and I think I actually preferred it because, you can have your Resi on the go. Because I actually remember that there was a terrible Resident Evil game on the DS that was like a remake of 1, but kind of not. It was like a weird mix between Resident Evil 1 and 3, kind of.
Poor Vita.
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, the Vita version of Resident Evil Revelations 2 wasn't exactly great either. I'm going to send you a picture. But it's not... They had some pretty poor porting initially. With some ugly graphics. I'll see if I can't find a picture, but it should be around here somewhere. Like a picture of a really low resolution car.
Well, there's a comic I read about video games called Gamer Cat, and I was reading it like this week, and one character glitch, a second cat comes in because of a PS Vita, because Gamer Cat, the original character, gets a PS Vita, and then he heads home, and then Glitch is there with a really old Game Boy, like the one that looks like a beige brick. He's like, "Can you play Pokemon on that?" And Gamer Cat's like, "No." It's like, "Do you want to play Pokemon?" And he's like, "Yeah." And that's how this little character was like introduced to the comic.
Oh no. Okay, I'm about to show you firsthand what happened with the Vita version of Revelations 2. I'm just going to let the picture speak for itself.
Jesus. Oh, that lighting. The lighting is so wrong.
It's like the comparison is PS4 to very early PS2. Like the graphics remind me of what Fatal Frame 2 looked like. Maybe in Fatal Frame 1.
God, PS Vita is so underpowered compared to the PS4. Like, Jesus Christ.
I disagree slightly, because the Vita is capable of so much. Like, in the right hands of the developer, they could have at least kept the lighting right.
I mean, like, I think the PS Vita is a pretty powerful machine.
This is basically
but, like,
the comparison between...
It still, like, kind of lags when it's trying to stream PS4 games.
Yeah, this is like... I mean, Black Ops 3 had a 360 release. And I have to admit, it's very commendable that they even got the game to run on last gen. But the graphical sacrifice is pretty incredible when you look at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to send a picture of that, too, because it's both commendable in the efforts that they did, but at the same time, you have to wonder when they should have given up. But I'll still give him credit where it's due because it's actually still pretty impressive that the game even runs on Xbox 360. But just look at the graphical downgrade.
Not see a link.
It's they don't do the line cutoffs. It's if you like mouse over, they'll show you like separate hyperlinks.
There's only 2 hyperlinks. I did not see a third one.
I will try posting that again. Google Hangouts.
Technology.
Yep. Yeah. There isn't a whole lot I wouldn't recommend from this list. Resident Evil 6 is one of the few things I can barely recommend because I actually really hate Resident Evil 6. Because it's technically 4 games in one. Like, one of them's survival horror like you expect from Resident Evil 6. One is stealth action. One is just action. One is... I don't even fucking know. Because I couldn't care to play the 4th campaign at that point. It's like they tried to make a Resident Evil game and just couldn't decide what they wanted to make out of it. So they just made like 4 games and put them into one. Which is kind of sad because the combat and movement and everything feels great. It's just the everything else that sucks.
Yeah.
So I would recommend everything but Resident Evil 6 and the Resident Evil HD Chronicles games. As an avid rail shooter fan, I am not a fan. But if you think you can handle some really like Blair Witch Project, Cloverfield levels of shaky cam, then give it a shot. Other than that, everything else is pretty great. Like, this is a pretty wonderful sale. You can pick up Resident Evil 2 for $2, which Resident Evil 2 in itself is a fantastic game. I'm actually going to try out Resident Evil 3 because I actually bought that last night. So.
Well, you heard it from Tyler, guys. Resident Evil is awesome. Great sale going on. Better way to spend your money than some other games, which I will not mention because you probably would have figured that out by now.
Yep. She's talking about Silent Hill.
Well, it's almost Silent Hill. But
Pro
yes.
Evolution Soccer.
But basically, that is it for this week.
Nope. Well then.
The fuck happened?
I don't know. I think Google Hangouts was just... I think Google Hangouts is owned partially by Konami.
And it just like connection was lost, and I was like, "The fuck!" I know my internet isn't stupid because they're re-putting in stuff, but what the fuck happened?
Google, is there a partnership between Konami you haven't told us about yet?
Okay. Well, maybe we don't know. Either way, guys, pretty much it for this week. Next week we'll go more into depth about VR because it's finally out and people are reviewing it. And we'll see what everyone else has to say, and then we'll bring in our own thoughts in.
Mm-hmm.
There's already like articles on Twitter about like what people think of Batman VR and that sort of thing, and we'll see what a lot of people have to say. Well, no, we will get it based upon what people are talking about. So yeah. To all of our patrons, thank you for sponsoring us, and we really appreciate your help. Do you have any plugs, Tyler, other than Spoopstober on your Twitch?
Yeah. I'm working on a review for Destiny Rise of Iron. Hopefully it'll be out by Friday. We'll see, because I'm very busy with Spoopstober, obviously. I'll see if I can't get a Rise of Iron review out by this weekend. Other than that, no. Go check out my Twitch page. It's being auto-hosted by our official Twitch page now at BlazeKick Live on Twitch. which is our main source for whenever there's conferences. We usually do streams on there when we can get a group going for live reaction streams. Other than that, it's mostly going to be used for whenever any of us want to stream. It's just going to be hosted on BlazeKick Live, so that's going to be like our main, like central for a streaming network to start with. So thanks Twitch for having auto hosting and team hosting available, because that makes everything so wonderful. But yeah, I'm gonna need your Twitch page later because I already got like 3 people.
I thought I put it up on the Skype chat.
You might have, but I probably missed it.
Okay, I'll give it to you after this.
Yeah, because I have ARMS and I have Noah's on there. Whoop. So I think that's 4 people we'll have able to do streams more often.
Yeah, and I just finished Wind Waker HD this past weekend. So I'm probably going to stream my second playthrough on hard and just cuss a fuck ton.
Yeah. I lost like an hour of progress in Resident Evil 0 HD, so I have a lot to catch up with tonight. After I finish with my dental work. Basically, I'm gonna be streaming like 2 hours after I have my teeth drilled in, so it's gonna be just lovely.
I'm sorry.
It's no problem. I changed the schedule from like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. to midnight, so all the spookier.
Well, I don't have any plugs this week. I'm kind of overwhelmed by university being like, here's midterms, go fuck yourself. And I'm like, thank you, university, all for that shiny, expensive piece of paper.
Call it a diploma.
But I will plug all of our other stuff, though. So, guys, know what we have. It's Patreon. Pretty much, you give us $1 a month, and you get our podcast a day early. So, our patrons will get this podcast tomorrow afternoon with the audio version, and then the next day, everyone gets the video version. Yep. And this applies to all of the podcasts, and you get the exclusive BK podcast where BK staff talks about other things that we don't normally cover, like anime, politics, cars, like whatever we want to talk about.
Yep.
Because it's a way to get to know us too, about like what we like and what we don't like and what we loathe.
I have a feeling that the next time we record a BlazeKick podcast, I'm probably going to be like spending a long time talking about my obsession with racing simulators.
Are you sure we're not going to be talking about the election and getting alcohol for it?
No. I have a friend in Canada who says I can crash on his couch, so...
Oh, is that Connor?
No, it's somebody else.
Okay, because like we've joked about if Trump wins...
Another Canadian who's also a weeb, coincidentally, but not Connor.
But like we pretty much joked like if Trump wins, we'll just move to Canada and become a Canadian Rooster Teeth, essentially.
I think that would be actually pretty fantastic. You could do crossovers.
I know a film person that I went to high school with. Like, she's finishing up her film school in the UK, and depending on who wins the election, she's either going to Canada or she's coming back to California. Mm-hmm. So there is that. So, and for our video stuff like flash flyers and other upcoming video content, it will be $5 a month, and you get that a day early. So it's just a small amount of money every month. We make content, but if you guys, help support us, we can make better and longer content or more content. Basically, it's a win-win. It's a two-way road, guys. Come on, just $1 a month. All helps. And thank you to our sponsors and patrons again. We really appreciate it. We also have a website you like to visit because it helps us get into press events like E3. So that'll be Patreon is patreon.com/BlazeKick. And then our website is blazekick.com. We also have a YouTube channel where we post all of this. It is youtube.com/user/BlazeKickMedia. And then We have a Twitter page, and that is at BlazeKickTweet. My personal Twitter handle is demon_sorceress, and what is yours, Tyler?
At Replays High Heretic.
And as Tyler mentioned, we also have a Twitch page. And that is, Tyler?
Twitch.tv/BlazeKickLive. We'll be streaming conferences. We streamed E3 this June. We did live conferences with us showing up in fancy clothing and live reacting to the stuff we see in the Ubisoft conferences and all the other conferences that happened during E3. I'm sorry I brought up Ubisoft specifically, but I was just so excited for Just Dance 2017. Yeah, we're going to try to do more live shows like that. We'll try to also do collaboration, I think, where we just play games in multiplayer. We might actually do Jackbox Party Pack 3 when that comes out. I have to get a group going for that.
Yep. So that is it for this week. We'll see you guys next week with VR. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.
Rip Podcast Scorpio.
So mean.